one-term proposition.
Okay, let me go to Will Kane, who has some results. The polls are closing. Who sits in that desk will be decided, hopefully, tonight. Will.
Glenn, it's 7 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 6 o'clock here Central Time. In Georgia, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia, polls have closed. We want to bring you some of those results if we can. If we can start with Georgia and put them up here for you to see what some of the numbers say in Georgia. I'm going to hop down here where I can see, get a little closer. In Georgia, with just 1% of precincts reporting, we have no numbers to give you on Georgia. It's 0% to 0%, so that's a little bit of a false start for you there. But let's move to Indiana, if we can. In Indiana, 2% reporting. We got Mitt Romney with an early lead in Indiana, 62% to 38%. Let's move to Kentucky, if we can. We just updated you on Kentucky a little bit earlier. Kentucky just closed 30 minutes prior to 6 o'clock. And again, earlier we had 2% reporting. Now 1% reporting. Now it's up to 2%. Mitt Romney, 69% to 31%. There's 6 early states that are reporting right now. Let's keep running through some of these. South Carolina. Polls have closed in South Carolina. We'll have early results on that state as well. In South Carolina, 1% of precincts reporting. We have no numbers on that yet. Those polls just closed. We have 2 more states, though, that polls just closed. Vermont and Virginia. There you see Vermont. 0% reporting. So these states, the polls have closed, but it's too early for numbers to come in. Here is Virginia. Polls just closed in Virginia. 0% on both of on this state as well early. Now, let me talk for a minute, if I can, about Virginia. We're going to try to be looking into this state because it's an early indicator. If Mitt Romney is going to win this presidential election, Virginia is one of the first battleground states that's going to indicate the way the night goes. If he cannot win Virginia, Mitt Romney has a very, very tough road to hoe. Now, how are we going to know how it's going in Virginia? Stu, if I could talk to you, bring you in here for a minute, Stu. Some of these counties in Virginia, we're going to see early on, is Mitt Romney making ground that Barack Obama owned in 2008. Am I right? It's some of these suburban counties in Virginia that will tell us how that state's going to go.
Yeah, and obviously as the results are first starting to come in, it's going to be difficult to measure. As you pointed out, a lot of them have 0.
A lot of zeros right now.
We cannot project anything based on 0. I learned back in math classes, anything times 0 is actually 0. But we've built some models here to project what will happen in Virginia based on the county results as they come in. Are we getting big liberal county results in early that skew the vote towards Obama? Are we getting big Romney counties coming in early to skew the votes that way? We have extensive spreadsheets and formulas built to project that, to kind of see where we are as we go through the night as that vote comes in. Also, we could talk a little bit about Indiana now. You pointed out that Mitt Romney has a big, I think it was 22, 23-point lead in Indiana. The results are very early. There's only 2 or 3% of the vote in. Strange thing about that race so far, and it's kind of a bad sign, is Mitt Romney leads by 23 points. That's great. But among those same voters, over 100,000 of them, Murdoch in the Senate race only leads by 5. So there's an 18 points difference between the Romney vote and the Murdoch vote. We know that Romney is likely going to carry Indiana, but if he doesn't bring Murdoch with him, the Senate is probably in big trouble. Still very early, and we don't know enough yet, but we've got all this stuff set up to get to the information to you as soon as we can get it.
So that's what we're reporting at this time, with 6 polls closed here at 7 o'clock Eastern. In half an hour, we'll know more. We'll know from North Carolina, Glenn. We'll know one of the most important states of the night, Ohio and West Virginia as well. So in 30 more minutes, some big states closing.